This is Cody Kocher, and I'll be talking about the logical fallacy appeal to authority. So the definition of this appeal is a logical fallacy that occurs when a claim is deemed true simply because it was made by an authority figure rather than based on evidence and reason. And somewhat of an example would be citizens of a certain kingdom listening to their king simply because he wears the crown, not because any of them did any research or have any evidence. The background philosophy. In ancient Greece and Rome, authority was associated with knowledge and wisdom. Figures like Aristotle and Plato were seen as authority figures, and their opinions held serious weight. To disagree with someone with such great authority will be viewed as disrespectful. So some general examples would be celebrity endorsements. Just because a famous actor or athlete promotes a health supplement, it doesn't mean that the product is scientifically proven to be effective. Another would be teacher influence. Samuel asks his class teacher about the state of politics in his country. His teacher tells him that things are looking rough and he should vote a certain way. When he asks this teacher why things are looking bad, the teacher replies that he is Samuel's teacher and he knows what's best for him. So in this case, Samuel, the student, is blindly following his teacher, which is his authority figure. Here in this cartoon, we see a professional looking man on the TV, which normally if you're on TV, you have some authority. He says that eating ice cream every day eventually makes you lose weight, which we know is untrue. But yet he is their authority figure, and these people are thinking if he's saying it, it must be true. They're doing no thinking for themselves. So the modern example of appeal to authority would be the recent case of President Donald Trump making the claim that women taking Tylenol during pregnancy causes the child to be autistic. He says, don't take Tylenol. There's no downside. Don't take it. You'll be uncomfortable. It won't be easy maybe, but don't take it if you're pregnant. So here he's making the claim in front of the entire world that Tylenol causes autism. Donald Trump is not a medical professional, and he has not done any lab research, yet he is claiming that the popular acetaminophen brand Tylenol causes autism in children. And he didn't even say the word right, which doesn't make his case much better. But the older demographic fully believes that Tylenol causes autism in children simply because the President of the United States says it's true and not because they've done research for themselves. So this would be the grandmas, grandpas, elderly people watching legacy media, not doing any research for themselves. And as elderly people pick one side, they only take in that information and they ignore everything else, not doing any thinking for themselves. Another modern example would be during the COVID-19 pandemic, Pfizer, a large pharmaceutical corporation, featured Travis Kelce endorsing the COVID-19 vaccination as well as the flu shot. And at this time, the nation was really divided on whether we should be taking the vaccine, whether we shouldn't, whether it should be mandatory. So Travis Kelce made his stance, and at the time, the Chiefs, the team that Travis Kelce plays for, was extremely good. They were making the Super Bowl almost every year. He was dating Taylor Swift, so he had a large following among the public. He's a pro football player. Yet he's endorsing these vaccinations. He's not a professional in the medical and pharmaceutical fields, yet people wear his jersey and look up to him, seeing him as an authority figure. They decide to follow his directions. An historical example would be Nazi Germany in the 1940s. Adolf Hitler was extremely influential to the citizens of Germany because of his charisma and the propaganda that surrounded him. When he ordered his army to commit genocide, they followed him blindly because he was the Führer, or leader. Individuals committed these atrocities without doing any research or thinking for themselves. His army, the entire nation of Germany, they didn't take a minute to think, why are we doing this? Why are we alienating this group of people? Yet they followed him. Adolf Hitler is a extreme example of appeal to authority. So how do we fix this fallacy? To combat the fallacy, one needs to analyze the credibility of the authority figure. So in our case, one would have to look at President Donald Trump and see that he is from a background of business, real estate, yet medical advice in the medical field is not something that has a strong background in. Similar with Travis Kelce, he's from Ohio. He went to high school and college and played football throughout. He never had any background in pharmacy or medical opinions. So, you would need to ensure that the figure being referenced has expertise on the subject at hand. Avoid being fooled by the halo effect, which is when the reader assumes because one is kind, smart, and overall a good person, then they must be trustworthy. Those are my sources. Thank you, everybody.